To my knowledge, Dillian Whyte is the first heavyweight in, I don't know, the top 15 to call out Francis Ngannou because he first called him out several years ago. They apparently had some type of heated exchange. I don't know whether it was over a conference call or at a press conference. I remember hearing about it, but I never actually saw it. And since that time, Dillian Whyte was saying that he'd be willing to step in the cage and fight Ngannou or face him in a boxing ring. And he's reiterating that again here. So he said, I would love to fight him. And he was speaking to Sky. He said, I would love to fight him. Obviously, he is a champion, a dangerous guy, but I think I would bash him up. It would be a very interesting fight because we both have got a martial arts background and he's up for jumping in at the deep end fighting someone like me. It would get lots of interest and eyeballs. Fans around the world would be keen to see it because he is a former UFC champion coming to face a top heavyweight like me. These guys know there is more money to make in boxing than there is in MMA. It would be good becoming a champion across two sports, something I wanted to do as well, so I can understand him having a massive drive to do something like that. A lot of these boxing guys pick on these MMA and martial arts guys and beat them up in a boxing ring, but they're not brave enough to get in the cage. I would happily fight him in boxing and in the cage as well. It is much easier to knock people out with 4-ounce gloves that have next to no padding. Can he do the same with a 10-ounce boxing glove? I know I can. So those are the words of Dillian Whyte. Now, I'm sure most of you already know this, and Dillian Whyte said it in those quotes there, but Dillian Whyte was a kickboxer, I think Muay Thai actually, before he started boxing, even as an amateur. And he actually had one MMA fight. I'm not sure if it was pro or semi-pro, whatever it was. I think the video is still available to watch on YouTube, so go and check it out. And he won that fight, I think, by knockout, or I think it was knockout, not submission. So yeah, Dillian Whyte does have this mixed martial arts background. And even though he only had the one fight in the cage, he knows how to kick. He knows how to, do different things in there. So it should be easier for Dillian Whyte to make that transition than it would be a boxer that has no mixed martial arts background at all. So yeah, there's Dillian Whyte saying he'd like to fight Francis Ngannou. He's been saying it for years. And to be honest with you, this is my perspective. Maybe I'm wrong. I think Dillian Whyte is very, very close to the end. He's been getting hurt in almost every fight, going back several years now. He's been knocked out badly on several occasions with one punch. So I don't see Dillian Whyte as a top heavyweight at this stage. He obviously does, and he's a very strong-willed, strong-minded individual. But just looking at it as a boxing fan, with my eyes, I see a guy who's very, very close to the end in terms of being viable in the top 15. He might already be at the end in terms of being a real top-flight heavyweight. So I can't really begrudge someone like that for taking on a Francis Ngannou because he doesn't have any belts. If you don't have any belts and people see you as on the slide, you don't really have any obligations to get in there against the absolute best of the best every time. So if he wants to digress, deviate, and take a novelty fight against a Francis Ngannou for a whole heap of money, I wouldn't begrudge him. As I say, this is not a champion we're talking about here. And especially if he's willing to do it in the cage as well as in the ring, that could be interesting. Let's see what Dillian Whyte's MMA skills are like after all these years away from the cage. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. There has been talk of Dillian Whyte facing Otto Wallin, and I'm sure Dillian Whyte's next fight is going to be against a established boxer anyway. I don't think he's going to be fighting Francis Ngannou anytime soon. Ngannou has said that he would like to just go straight in and fight either AJ or Tyson Fury in his first fight in a boxing ring. He's not seemingly interested in fighting the Chisoras and the Dillian Whytes of the world because presumably he knows there's a very, very good chance he's going to lose against any of the, let's say, top 15, top 20 boxers. There's a very good chance he's going to lose. Why lose against number 10 contender or number 15 contender when you can go in there and lose against one of the champions instead for an awful lot more money? And again, you take an L and you say, well, the guy was the best in the world. I'm supposed to take an L, right? It's like when Conor McGregor had his boxing match against Floyd Mayweather. He didn't go in there and fight a Marcus Maidana or a Keith Thurman or whoever. No, he went straight to the top to where the most money was to take his beating. If you're going to lose, might as well lose to the top guy for the most money rather than a lower ranked guy for less money. It's basic business. And I'm going to assume that's what Ngannou is going to do. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Do you think that any of these guys, be it Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora, or whoever else wants smoke with Ngannou, do you think they will get their wish? Let me know. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.